And we're live. Good evening, guys. I hope the audio is okay this time. I've checked all the settings for the microphone and some other things in OBS. I thought this evening let's just start on time, you know, and let's not keep up with the tradition of starting 15 or 30 minutes too late, which I don't do on purpose, like every YouTuber. But it's just a lot of work preparing the setup, the set. Doing all the things, finishing all the things I'm doing today, and I haven't finished everything I wanted to do today. I think I'm halfway about there, but that's what you get when you work for yourself. I think it's normal. I have to get used to that, I think. Although I still have a planning. But anyway, good evening. I have quite a program for this evening, not too many topics, but I think a couple of nice ones. And finally, I hope I can do this this evening. Promise it a couple of times before in other weekly shows, but tonight I finally want to do some live manufacturing of a very cool product. So watch it, and first let me put up the links so people can actually follow what's going on here. Copy link, address, Facebook, and we're live. That's one. There's so many Facebook groups nowadays, so I have to check carefully which ones I want to post and which not, because I don't want to spam everyone, but people want to know what's going on. And I think that's the benefit of having a sidekick, which is not here today. When you have someone who can do this while the other one is talking, then maybe it will go a bit more fluently. But anyway, this is how we'll have to do it nowadays. And I don't think it's a big problem, you know, I can just keep on talking. So I hope people can hear me. Good evening, Frank. Oh, no problem at all, Frank, don't worry. I was very happy you were here last week at the weekly show. It was a lot of fun, I think. Oh, my kids is coming in. Over een paar minuten.
Okay.
They know I have some sweets, some candy here over here tonight, but they should wait for a couple of minutes. You know, oh, what's going on here? What did I do? I pushed the wrong button. Let's see if I can change that again. Okay. Hey, Steven. Good evening. Long time no see, you know. I hope you're well. Good evening, Tim. More people are coming in. I hope I can say hello to everybody. Okay, I posted the link to the live stream so people know it's live. I can hear the kids around the corner, so they're really waiting for me to get out the candy, but I have to wait. What are you doing? You have to wait for a couple of seconds. Be careful, don't do that. Kids. Anyway, let's start off with the intro. Kids, please, don't do that. Don't do it. Come on. Don't do it. One of you are going to fall off. Stefan, come on. Oh, actually, Stefan, my son is called Stefan, but it was not because I knew you, of course. I just think Stefan is a good name, so he's 12 at the moment. Head over to zxspectrum.shop to buy brand new add-ons for your ZX Spectrum. Lots of different products are available, for example the ZX HD HDMI interface, or the DiffMC Enjoy Pro 1 SD card interface, and lots more. Set a currency preference to British pounds or euro, and check out easily. Also found on our website are links to our Facebook page with weekly updates of all kinds of ongoing projects. And of course, do subscribe to our YouTube channel, with lots of reviews and the ByteDelight Weekly Show episodes. Alright, and we're back. Let's put up some music before I will continue. I found a nice mix for tonight, I think. Let's see if you can hear it. No, you can't, because I didn't change the volume setting for that. So now it is. And it should be here. So I hope you can hear the background music. I think it's nice, a nice mix for this evening. I put the name and the guy who posted it on YouTube in the description here, so you can check it out yourself if you want to. There aren't too many music videos on YouTube with over 1 or 2 hours, and because the show usually takes about 1.5 hours, I like to find them which are about 2 hours, but I think I have to use some a couple of times again in the future. Let's see. Yeah, no, Tim. It's just that I told them I'm going to get out some sweets, and maybe I shouldn't do that. They always take it too literally when I say come when the show started, and a couple of minutes later, and they really take it that literally. So it's 6 over 6 and 5 in the UK, of course. So they just want to. Yeah, Frank, that's the microphone on my Brio. I think I moved a bit when I was talking to speaking the commercial audio. And in the future I will do that differently, because I found quite a good quality microphone. So in the future I will, when I do, how do you say it, voiceovers, of course, I will use a quality microphone, so the quality is 100% okay. Anyway, and I should get a better microphone in the future. But you know, I will already spend a lot of money on some new gear. I will show you some of it in a minute, because I bought some stuff I really like, and I was looking for a couple of weeks now, and I finally bought some. So we will check that out in a minute. But first, the giveaway status. We are at 846 subscribers, 47 in the meantime. I can show you because I like to. Yes, here it is. So 847, and someone subscribed a minute ago, so maybe it's 840. Oh, 849 already. So we're going towards 900 at the moment. It's just if anyone wants to win a Pro One for free, I'll get a chance, of course, because I'm only giving away one to any subscriber when we reach 900. Then go on and subscribe, and the same will happen with 1,000 subscribers. So I can't wait for that, because I would really upgrade the channel to a full one. We'll see. Anyway. Let's get back to the program for tonight. Yes, tonight's snack. So that's what the kids came upstairs for a minute ago. I have to keep an eye on the comments, and it's a bit difficult with only 2 monitors. I need more. So I will let you decide. I have a couple of things from my youth. And no, I didn't keep them for 35 years. It's just I tried to find some things in the shop that remind me of when I was young. So the first is, and I think you're going to laugh in a second, I really like these ones. Who knows these ones? I'm not sure if they're well known in the UK. Here in Holland, people like them a lot. Some people don't like them because some people say the pink stuff is made from ants. I don't think so. Then we have something UK people, I think most people outside of Holland don't know well. That's a drop. So this bag contains several kinds, and there's one. This one, the round. Yeah, how do you call it? We call it pool drop. I'm not sure what the best way of translating it that into English is. I like that a lot. This is something else. It's edible paper. It's sweet, of course, and nowadays they have tongue tattoos. Tongue tattoos. I don't know who thought of that, but anyway. Oh man, I can't wait for the taste again, because the time I tasted that was, I think, over 30 years ago, I think, yeah. Licorice? What is licorice? Oh yes, Michiel, yes, sorry for that. I'm still a bit behind with emails, and I will respond to your email maybe this evening already. So sorry for the delays still. Soylent Pink. Is it called Soylent Pink, really? Anyway, tidy. No, it's not too tidy. No, definitely not. You don't know how... I think it's a mess. Because there are lots of things at the side, maybe it's just out of the reach of the camera, that show work in progress. But anyway, the last thing I have for the choice of tonight is a bag of English drop. So my first question would be, you guys in the UK, do you know this candy? Because it's named after your country, you know. We here in Holland, we like it a lot, and I think it's has been something for maybe over 100 years or so, maybe longer. I don't know. It's a real traditional sweet here in Holland. People eat it a lot. So, licorice? Okay, never heard of the name. So let's check it out again. This was the first. Here's number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Or number 4. Okay. Vote, guys. Vote. Vote. I will put it here so you can see it on the camera again. Vote. Vote. Which one? 1, 2, 3 or 4. Choose one. Everyone says number 4. Okay, we'll go. We will go with number 4 then. I don't vote twice. It's not fair. Okay, number 4. Why does everyone say number 4? What's that? Poison. I like poison. I still live, you know. But again, do you guys know this in the UK? Is this real English licorice? I will put it in Google Translate. Look what he says. English licorice with UO. Okay. Yeah, one for the kids. Now I think any of these got lots of sugar in it, so. But they just have to be happy with this, because this is the only one I'm going to open for tonight, and the other ones will be back next week, I would say. Maybe I should just give away one of these. But again, do you know this? You know? Okay, you guys. Okay, it looks English on it. Okay, so it's really English licorice. Okay. That has been on my mind for my whole life, you know. So it's something I always wonder. Because I think there are more of those snacks. People say it's a really traditional Mexican or American, and maybe they've never heard of it, you know? I don't know. Who wants one? Maybe I should ask if they could be my sponsor, you know? Oh, these ones I like the most, with the coconut. Okay. Yeah, I think. So should I give away one of these bags? Oh, of course, a new one, not this one. take some water to wash away the poison. It's really strange that some people hate the coconut and some people only love coconut. I remember we had a shop here in Holland, like in every city, called Jamin, and they had I think maybe 10 or maybe more of those boxes with English licorice, and I liked the mint ones. You know, the ones that taste like mint the most. So you could choose between several kinds, and but this was the only bag I could find in the supermarket at the moment. So it's a bit of pity. I know, Frank. But I believe they don't have that much different kinds of candy around nowadays. I think all those shops have gone smaller. I will call the kids because most probably they're hating me for eating this alone. Zie maar naar boven. Hoi. Sorry for the Dutch again. Alright. Jelly babies. Jelly babies. Well, there's a lot of jelly candy, of course, but jelly babies. Not sure if I know them. Yeah, I think some sort of them. Hier, ik pak een paar. Dus je ook? Dus een video?
Nee.
Oh, wat moet ik willen zeggen dan? Wil je deze proeven? Wil je deze proeven, Zoe? Kom goed. Kom dan. Nou. My daughter don't like the English one, so ja, die komen volgende keer wel. Now go away! You can sit here if you want. Ik kan er nog meer pakken. Ga zitten. Alright, sorry. I was just talking about Stefan. There's also Stefan online. And I know Stefan from when I was working, I was studying in Eindhoven, and I sometimes got to Stefan in Den Bosch. I think, Stefan, you live in Belgium now? Am I right or not? I'm not sure. Anyway, it's too private maybe. Hey, niet aan de zak tegen. I'm just saying, you cannot finish the whole bag. Wil je die proberen? Die zijn lekker. Stukje oppakken?
Ik ook.
Wil je die? Die zijn heel veel. Probeer deze een keer. Als je die lust, moet je ook wel kan dingen pakken. Geef. Maar los. Ik maak los. Okay, because my daughter doesn't like the other ones, she's going to try these ones. Ja, later. Hier, proef je maar en loop naar beneden. Zo, zie straks wel.
Nee.
Lekker hè?
Nee.
Hou je vast? Niet helemaal leeg eten, is het niet? Als geen buikpijn. I think he wants to get sick.
Het heeft geen smaak, dus het is
Oh, zoet toch? Ja, zie je. Dat is lekker.
Ik vind het geen
Ik ook.
smaak hebben.
Ja.
Ik vind het geen smaak, ik vind het niet lekker.
Am I a bad parent or a good parent? You tell. Ja. Eentje, hou het vast en loop van de trap eerst van de trap.
Ja, doei.
So I guess next week I have to buy new ones again. Anyway, we had no, we always eat early in the evening. It's we got used to that, and maybe when the kids were younger, they had dinner before 6 o'clock. So we already had some pizza. It's not that much healthier than this food, but anyway. Okay, where are we with the program? Oh, what did I do? Oh no, it's just the YouTube thingy. I thought I did that by pushing a button again. Where are we? We're at tonight's snack. Oh yeah, next thing, very off-topic things that kept me busy this week. So I was talking about something I was thinking of for quite a long time. You guys know I like to play games sometimes on a PC, but I never won a game of Fortnite. And one of the things people do that never win is blame someone else or something else. And I did the same. I was blaming my keyboard and my mouse. So I finally bought this mechanical keyboard and this SteelSeries mouse. Let me show you. And the best thing, I just have to put down the music. The best thing is the sound. Look. Oh, stop it. Okay. The sound is so great. It's got the Cherry MX switches, so they're really great, and I like this keyboard. I didn't buy one with RGB LEDs because man, those are expensive. I just wanted a good keyboard with Cherry MX red switches. It was also difficult to choose the correct kind of switches because I tried a couple of ones from Cherry and from Razer, and at first I thought that the tactile switches, so with the real click sound like in a mouse. Oh, I just moved it. Like the mouse has those tactile switches, you can really feel them. I thought I wanted the same in the keyboard, but man, those make a lot of noise. So at the end I chose for the Cherry MX Red, which can be quiet, and you don't have to press them completely. That's the good thing about these switches. And of course, this mouse, you can see I already put some RGB shifting colors in it, which I think is cool. It's got a bit of weight, which I like when gaming, because if you have a light mouse, it just does this and this, and I don't like that at all. So this is great for gaming. I already think I did it a lot better in Fortnite today when I was trying it out. So I got this only yesterday or Wednesday? I don't know. I forgot a bit.
Volgens mij eergisteren.
Oh man, it's strange. Every time we're going live, the sun is coming through the clouds. Last week, so I think it's perfect, but it's a bit too much maybe at the moment. It's not. It's like the light from a nuclear bomb or something, but it's not the same. It's only the sun. You can see the cameras having a hard time dealing with it because I almost look pale and white. I'm not pale and white. Yeah, go.
Nee, no.
Bye bye. See you later. Let's see, where are we with the program and with the comments? Well, the discussion about the ZX80s, and I think I didn't even put them in the program. I will add them. ZX80. Yeah, I've been working on the. Oh, sorry. Wat kom jij doen? Krijg je niet dankoeken, hè?
Nee, dat wil ik ook niet.
Wat dan? Nee, die ga ik niet openmaken nou. Ik heb 4 dingen uit nu, dat is te veel. Er zit nog eentje toch? Toch? Probeer, pak een andere kleur, dat is misschien lekkerder.
Ja, pak gewoon over. Ik denk dat het zelf is.
Bye bye. Man. Oké,
Sorry guys.
Pak ik er nog eentje.
of course, they're touching each and any of them in the pack,
Ja,
so
is er nog niet.
lots of bacteria. Kom op, pak er nou eentje.
Ja, ik pak er nog
Ja, ja.
No.
Go. En nou niet meer terugkomen.
No.
Tot straks.
Doei. Succes, hè?
Rustig bij het af. My kids are terrible, but I still love them. So, okay. ZX80s again. So yesterday I was showing a photo which I was looking up on Facebook. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. Let me show you. So this photo I made yesterday, the left machine is actually one of a customer. which I'm fixing. Needed some repairs, and it needed a composite video enhancement. Actually, I added 2 enhancements at the same time. No, sorry. At the end, I sticked with the ZX8 CCB composite video board. I was able to mount it underneath the modulator, within the modulated case, underneath the original PCB, so I just left it in original shape. But I used the RF output connector for composite video, of course. So you can see it's modded, but it still gives great output, perfect output, and black character pixels on white backgrounds, which isn't standard on a ZX80, but it looks great. It works now. It needed some diodes which were missing, and the customer wanted the original diodes. So I had one what I call now donor board, which is the right one here, which someone has cut off, and it looks awful. But it was inside a mechanical keyboard someone made himself from some spare parts from those old cashing machines, you know, from old supermarkets. But it was awful, so I pulled out a board, and I now use it for some spare parts. There are not many people who have a spare ZX80 for parts, but anyway, I think it's not a big problem for that one. I have this my own ones are the other ones, the right 5 ones, and this one is the mint one without cracks. It needs a bit of cleaning. I will do that. I think Monday or Tuesday. And it's in the original box from Cambridge, so it's a complete UK ZX80, and I think it will do nice on eBay, which I will put it on I think next week. The other ones are cool as well, but you can see this one is yellowed a lot, and this one is missing the top part, so and there's a couple of cracks and breaks and missing pieces. Anyway, I have to clear out some more stuff in the future, because I have lots of machines laying around. These are only the ZX80s. Maybe what would it be? Maybe a couple of I think 100 machines in total to sell. So lots of work for next month. Okay, that's about the ZX80s. Yes, people would like me to give away those, but I'm not going to do that. There was one person who said he wants one, and maybe I can trade some stuff with them. But of course the value has to be about equal. So if someone has a good offer, then we can talk about it. But I'm not giving them away cheaply, because they're valuable, and you know, it's work as well. Okay, back to my program. Where was I? Yes, I did a refurbished video of a toast rack. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I think it was cool. More kids here. What? Oh, okay. Lots of questions on the chat at the moment. Yes, it's Harry. I got a shirt from AliExpress. It's I like to buy from AliExpress nowadays, because the shirts like this, and you can see it's a bit small, but it's because I'm not so small. And this is actually the 3XL, so it's one of the largest shirts they have. But of course, the shirts from China are made for Asian people by default, and they're worn for that, and they have some measurements, and it's stretchable, so it's not a problem at all. And people can see my muscles, you know. Oh man, the light again. Anyway, I like the shirts. If you want to find similar shirts for not too much money, then head over to AliExpress. Google. Search for retro computer or something, and you find these shirts and more. I also got a couple of Fortnite shirts. One of them didn't fit at all, so I gave it to my son. And I will show more, because I like wearing these geek shirts. Of course, only during this show and not outside at all. Really, no. Anyway, Cherry MX switches on my Spectrum next. That would be cool. Are you joking, Xelior, or is it serious? And I think you can say you have mechanical switches when you use a Decatronix board, can you? Like this one. Maybe that's the reason that I'm using this a lot. This is my test board from Decatronix, and it actually has keycaps and mechanical keys. So, although I'm not sure what kind of mechanical keys these are, and I've never checked actually what kind of system is in those switches. But maybe it's the same like Cherry Mix. I'm not sure. I have a couple of these, so maybe it could be interesting to open one. Are you guys interested in opening one of these keys? I have a couple of spares, so we can take a look inside, which could be interesting to know. Let me know if you want to. Well, Frank, I never wore geeky shirts to my office job, IT job. I always were wearing nice shirts, and so I didn't. Yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, Compact MX. What? Cherry brown. Okay. But are you? Oh, of course. Oh, now I get it. Oh, you're using a PS2 keyboard, of course. Yeah. I get it. I get it. Nice. Yeah, why not? You know. So it's about the same. Cherry browns are a bit heavier than the red ones. Need more pressure to push, but they're quite similar. All right. Let's get back to the program. Okay, something that let's put it here. Something I got my eyes on this week was this. I will show you in a second. And this. Oh man, the light! I cannot see anything here. Yes, okay. I've got two websites. I will show you. So, this is a sound card for the ZX Spectrum, but it's made with the Spectrum ZX Spectrum Evolution or something. What's it called? ZX Evolution in mind, which is the red board. This one. This is a ZX Evolution, and you can see it has two. Those are actually eyes out slots. So maybe they have the same pinout as well. I'm not sure. But this board is actually a ZX Spectrum board. I think with an original, Zilog here. You can see it here. So it's a real Zilog Z80, but it's got all kinds of similar, different chips and setups, and I think it supports Pentagon or something. So it's a nice board, but to me it doesn't have the feel and the looks of the ZX Spectrum at all. But people seem to like. People in Eastern Europe, Russia, I think, like this board, and now a sound card has been developed for that. I think it's not that new. When I see some dates here, I think it's from the first version was from 2008. But someone asked me if I could make an adapter for ZX Spectrum for this sound card, which is called NeoGS. And what surprised me is that the sound card itself, as you can see here, also has a CPU on it, Z80 on it. It's completely filled with microcontrollers and FPGAs and some other stuff. Here are some analog sound parts, of course, original ones I think. EEPROM, some memory, and what I've seen from the website is. You can play MP3s, for example, from this with your ZX Spectrum. Well, I don't know if that is really interesting for us ZX Spectrum users, because if I want to play an MP3, I will just use my smartphone or something. But it's cool. It works, and I think it will give lots of great audio options for your ZX Spectrum. I have no idea what software comes with it, and what options there are to play music and what file options you can use, file systems you can use, file formats I mean. Anyway, let's go back to this gallery so I can show you more pictures of it. So this is about the ZX Evolution, the board. Oh, Pent Evo is the other name, so it's most probably a Pentagon board. I've seen it before, it's not expensive, so if you want to try it out and Google for it, and maybe someone is still selling it. So here's the Neo GS sound card inside the ZX Evolution board. So I think it's made especially for this board in mind, with this board in mind. And you can see it has a memory card slot itself, which is nice. I think this is a cool photo, don't you think? With the light coming through. Looks great. Let's see, what do we have more? Oh, did I do? Oh, okay. Yeah, more pictures of the, what is this? Oh, it's a video converter, it's not that interesting, I think. Anyway, it caught my attention because I'm still planning on developing some new audio interfaces for the ZX Spectrum. Something like the Turbo Sound FM card or something with a, what is it, 5 sound engines on it. Original ones, so analog ones. It won't be cheap because of the rare parts that are used on those cards, and I think the same with this Neo GS card. I even don't know where it would be available, but I think it's a nice development, and maybe I will get my hands on one someday. I'm curious. Has any of you got one or not? Let's see. Yeah, you're talking about the ZX Evolution Studio. Yeah, I know. It's I think it's nice. And remember, I was developing something like a board where you can just click on the ZX Spectrum board itself, but with an ATX format, so you can put it in a PC case. I've been doing that a couple of times now, like a transparent plexiglass case. I've made one in the past and got it to Frans van Egmond. I made a black desktop case with a ZX Spectrum inside, a Toast-Rack board I think, or +2, I'm not sure. And I still have one here, I can show you. I think this is one of the coolest ones I've made so far. So this is a PC case, I think from Acer, and I'm not sure anymore. Doesn't say anywhere what it was. But I've made this one a couple of years ago, and people have seen it already on Facebook, I think, and my website. So this is a ZX Spectrum inside a PC case. It's got a nice Silicon side sticker. I've put this logos on it inside. It got the DFMC installed. Look at the card. So it's quite plug and play. There's on a switch here, and reset button, of course. At the back, it's got, oh man, it's heavy. It has a joystick connector, it's a video output, a sound output. This is for the keyboard, so you can use a PC keyboard as long as it got a PS2 connector on. Nice. 130 pounds. Okay, I don't think that's too much, right? And I've done more. Is it a good side? Yes. I've done some tricks inside because I've used the PC keyboard interface, which I made in the past. Oh man, it's not easy to get off. I'll just leave it in at the moment. I used the PS2 keyboard interface inside this box. But it actually has a +2A board in it, and as you may know, a +2A doesn't have the opportunity to overrule the data bus when the keyboard is read. So I actually added the transistors with some SMD parts on the +2A board to make it possible to use the PS2 keyboard interface, and it worked quite well. And because it has an mini ATX power supply, there's no problem with the PS2 keyboard interface because As you may also know, I abandoned that product because the microcontroller wasn't reliable. But in this case it's no problem at all, because the power comes up within less than a millisecond, and that's good enough for that microcontroller. But when you're using a slow one like ZX power supply with the 7805, then it will be too slow for the PS2 keyboard interface, so that's why I stopped that. Do you want me to open it, Xavier? I'll leave it up to you guys. I just have to be careful with it because it hasn't been opened for a while. So let me know and maybe I will. Okay, so that's about it for using a ZX Spectrum board inside a PC case. I think it's nice, but you know it's not a complete real ZX Spectrum. That's why I haven't used it that much anymore. I should sell it on eBay or something. It works greatly, so it's not a problem. Okay, next topic. I'm working on repairs. I've started this week with the ZX80s, as I told you guys. I have a lot of other stuff here to continue on. Especially for Ricardo from Portugal. He sent me some stuff to repair for several people, so I have to work on that. And they've been waiting for a couple of months now because of the construction works here and more of that. But it's coming up. I'm catching up in a good way. Unfortunately, I really wished I could have done more. For example, ByteDelight. I wished I already ordered the pick and place machine, but because of the extra expenses on the car last month, I had to postpone it a bit. Let's see. No, there's not much help to do. Okay, I will show you. But only if you buy it. I think this one is, what would it be, 4 or 5 years old? It's not a recent project. Man, how does it work? I'm not hoping I will cut myself now. Actually, I have no idea how to open it. I forgot. I'm getting old. No, I'm not. Yeah, okay, there's one, there's two. I should put it on the table, but there's no space here, you know. You think it's tidy. It's not tidy. Man, come on! Open up! Open up! Open up! Yeah, it's getting a... What is this? I'm really afraid to catch the cutting myself, so you know these old cases are always very sharp at the edges. Yeah, it's coming, it's coming. Millimeter by millimeter. Yeah, I think Frankie may be quicker than my wife will be. It's just very stuck. Maybe there's a centimeter of dust inside, I'm not sure. What is it doing? I don't know. Just some movement. But am I forgetting something? No, I don't think so. It will get open. It will get open! Okay. I will use a bit of force, okay? Just a bit. It seems to work. There's more space at the front now, so... Man, this case is tough. I can't remember it was so difficult to open it. don't want to bend any stuff. So. Should just lift it or something, I'm not sure. Man, what is it? I just think it's a bit stuck at the front, but... What is this? Or maybe... Oh wait, maybe it's the... Could be the front with this piece which has to come off first, I'm not sure. Doesn't seem to be holding it, but let's try again. Oh man, what is this? It's not a muscle problem, but I'm going to break it if I put too much force on it. I don't like to bend it in any way, so I'm not sure what's keeping it stuck that way. What is this? Yeah, it's just stuck at the front. It's nothing more than that. I just have to pull a bit hard, I think. Yeah. Ah, it said click somewhere. Yeah. Man, that took a long time. Oh, there's a cool logo here on the side as well. If you can see it, let's see if the camera picks it up. It says ZX Basic Home Premium. It's not that sharp. It's because of the light, I think. But anyway, okay. Take a good look. Doesn't it look well? I think it looks great. You can see I put the FMC on top of the Plus 2A board with the PC keyboard interface connected to it, and then a flexible cable to the edge connector. Cool, is it? Is there anything special to see here? I use some extenders like, for example, the joystick port of the FMC, one of the first types. It's actually one of the ones with the jumpers still, so the first model. It just gets damn it sound. I have a stereo kit in it, so it actually has stereo sound here at the back. So I think it's a nice machine. It's complete. It will run software and fast and simple, great way. So anyway, let's put it here. Man, I have all the parts here. We'll finish it tomorrow. The flex, no, it's longer than 2 inches. I think. No, man, well, maybe now 3 inches. I think 3.5 maybe. I'm not sure. And you have to be careful with the storage interfaces connecting to ZX Spectrum with such a flexible cable, but this one did the job very well, and I don't think there was any problem with the data sent to the ZX Spectrum, so it doesn't crash or something, and as far as I know. So anyway, the only thing it doesn't have is an HDMI output, which it could have if I would add a ZX HD. But I don't think there's much space for that. Maybe I could do it, I'm not sure. Okay, next topic. Let's see. A lot of things on April. What's this? What's going on at Facebook at the moment? Let's see. People are responding to this video. Connected. Hi, Dieter. Good evening. Let's see. All right. I like being creative with cases like that. You know, it's cool to do. Well, put it here so you can see it. I think it's nice to work on those projects. I like it a lot. Anyway, so I was telling you guys I was working on repairs. Let's talk about some new things that are coming up. I told people the plus 2A and plus 3 PSUs, the power supply replacements, are coming up this week. Maybe I will get some ready tomorrow. I'm not sure because I have some appointments tomorrow. So I have to check, but it won't take long, a couple of days now, and they will be here. And another thing I will work on is producing labels, vinyl labels in any way. So I posted something on Facebook, maybe I can find a photo. Let's see, it was a week ago. Let's see if we can find it. Should have put a link in my script, but I forgot to do that. And Facebook is not cooperating at the moment. Maybe I can find it on my timeline. Yes, I got it. So let's show you guys. So I was someone, Mark Payne, he sent me some files, and I'm not sure if he asked me or it was my idea. I'm not sure. I think it was his idea to have them printed. Let's see, these ones. So I tried it, and I used the vinyl labels for laser printer and inkjet. And they really look high quality when you print on a laser printer. Even the colors are very bright, so I think the vinyl, the top layer, does something with the ink, with the pigment of the toner. So it looks really great on this vinyl self-adhesives. The only thing was that Mark did designed them with a little green instead of full black. For the background, and I changed it to black, but indeed he was correct that the original labels are kind of greenish, so I will have to try again to make it about the same as the original ones. But the quality is great, and here behind me are a couple of spray cans with some fixates. This is the gloss one, this is the satin one, so I have two satin ones. And this stuff should, if you spray it over the labels, it should really fix the toner and avoid getting scratches easily. And it's also, like it says on top, it protects the labels, the prints against UV light. So with a bit of luck, the labels will last for years then. I think there will be several kinds of labels which could be a good idea to print this way, fixate, and then offer in the web shop. So if you have any idea of labels that you want to replace on one of your machines, or more than one, of course, let me know, because I think it's a good idea to just create some labels this way. And the only thing I will not, I'm not planning to do is creating labels, for example, the the keyboards of the Timex machines, for example, because all the holes that are in. Maybe I will do 1 or 2 for myself, because I have a couple of Timex machines here that are refurbished, but when you pull off the faceplate, it's also vinyl. It always bends. There's no way of getting it off without bending, and it's a real pity. Someone is offering them with a black background for the TS2048, but not for the 2068s, which are silver. And that's another question, if you can print something that looks the same, like a silver background. Maybe with that's why I bought different kinds of the fixate here. I also have the gloss kind. So maybe for the silver ones, this will make it look as the original one faceplates on the Timex machines. I'm not sure. I also have one matte can. It's called fixate for labels, varnish for inkjet or for laser. I remember, I think many of us have printed something on inkjet, put it on a wall or on a fridge or something, and then a year later you cannot see the photo anymore because all of the pigments have gone. So this will help with that, and I think it will also help with laser prints. It doesn't say anything about scratches, but I hope it will help with getting it less scratchy. So we'll have to check that. Anyway, if someone has an idea for labels, I'll post it on Facebook when I have the time to experiment a bit more with that. I was afraid of that, Frank. Well, what I could do is just print them and have people cut the holes themselves, but it's really a lot of work, and I've tried before cutting holes, and it's really not easy, because it's easy to cut it a little off the lines, and then you won't have the perfect faceplate. But I remember I've tried it on ZX Spectrum's the aluminium faceplates. So maybe it's a bit more easy with the Timex models, because they have the plastic edge around the keys. So maybe it won't be noticeable when you cut it a bit wrongly. That's what I'm saying. Okay, nice. So I think more people will buy this and have a try. Well, go ahead and try. Maybe we can help each other with hints and tips. I'm curious about it. I will show some results once I have them. Also for the labels. I should not bump this this desk, because the camera is mounted on the desk. For the labels, what I was showing on the photo a second ago was made by one of my color laser prints here. But these two are getting a bit old, and I ruined one with a bad toner cartridge that was clogging a lot and damaged the printer inside. So I ordered a third one, and it arrived today, but it's downstairs, and you can almost not walk in the main hall because of the huge box which it was packed in, because the printer itself is not small and the box around it is even taller, larger. Anyway, I have to install it, and once I install it, I can try printing on the vinyl adhesives again and see if the quality is as good as the original, and I think it is. So I'm curious. Alright, the last thing I had on my program today was something I promised you guys some time ago. I was talking about it already, and that's the rainbow LED keyboards. I really would like to do a bit of work on it live on the show, so you guys can see how much work it is and how it gets together. It's not a secret. It's just a lot of work, and that's why the complete set is about £100 or something. But that includes the replica cases, and I think it's not cheap, because you only pay a couple of tens of pounds for the rainbow LED add-on. So I have four prepared, four of those cases prepared now, and I want to finish one so you guys can see how I'm doing it, and maybe I can even show you when it's powered on in a couple of minutes, because I've done a lot of preparation for one now, and you can see that I'm finishing it. So shall I talk more, or do you just want to see what I'm talking about? I'll give you guys a bit longer so you can get more excited. No, just joking. Okay, here we go. We'll move this camera a bit so you can still see me. Oh man, I really love this camera. It's great quality. Alright, so you see me here and here. It's cool. Anyway, let's power on my soldering iron. So what you see here is 4 LED strips. I taped it down a bit so I can do some work on it. And I have a template with the information that is needed for finishing it. I made this template myself, of course. It's been a lot of work developing the kit. It's not a kit, it's my own work. But the first thing is getting these regulators together. I have to watch it closely. And I think first I will get a power supply. I'm just looking for one with a correct connector, but I think I sold all my European ones, so we'll just use this one then. So we've got power, which we'll need in a couple of minutes. So first thing I'm going to do is I love the candy. I'm using 2 regulators, a step down and a step up, because it's the only way of making sure the LEDs will have the same brightness with any kind of power supply. So first I'll step down to 5 or 6 volts or something, and then we go up again until about 9 volts, I think. Yeah, 9 volts. And I've done a couple of attempts getting even higher than that, but some LEDs just don't like getting more than 9 volts. So I blew up already a couple, and I shouldn't do that too much. So I have to check, Peter, but it's I know it's too much. It's quite a lot because of LEDs. These LEDs are not that energy efficient. Maybe 150 milliamperes or something, and I think it's too much for adding it to the 5 volt line of your ZX Spectrum. First, let's make an adapter so you can use a power supply. Of course, I have to take care of the inverted polarity of the ZX Spectrum power supplies. So this is the plus and the other one is the minus. first one. And I will never take chances. I'll always measure before making sure to continue to the next step. So I should have exactly 9 volts here. Let's see. Yes, well, it's not exactly 9.4, but it's because of the Chinese one. Okay. Right. Now I have to do some bending because the pins of this 7805 replacement regulator are not that strong and short, and the problem is that I don't have that much space. I'm already doing wrong, you know. So I need to do a lot of bending to make it as small footprint as possible. So the first one is the negative input. And of course I have to, in a second I first have to check the output of the step down regulator. Okay. Checking on the board. Hey Vincent, good evening. That's odd. Okay, let's just cut a piece of that. Still in the way. When you do 50 of these a week, it would be a lot easier. But I only do a couple of these, so and I sometimes have different boards and pieces, so it's often a lot of work. Right, yes, output. Short wire. I'm having English licorice. Here's the camera, and I'm doing a live production of the rainbow LED cases, with the replica cases with rubber key ZX Spectrum case. Alright, so we have input here and we have output. And we're going to measure the output. I have to get another cable for that. I bought some extra multimeters today. I ordered them, so they've not arrived. Because I need a couple more. Sometimes I'm doing some repairs, and it's really headache continuously switching between one place or the other with the multimeters. I don't like that. So ordered some more. I hope they arrive soon. I ordered now one with auto ranging and that sort of thing. Right. So I'm connecting the first cables, power cables, so we can check if we have the correct voltage. And I have to calibrate this one to about 5 volts. Why is it already saying 5 volts? Minus 5 volts, how is that possible? Oh, it's my old multimeter that is doing stupid things. Alright, I've got an output of 8 volts at the moment, that's too much. I want a bit less, so let's get it down to... it's not... Let's try. Oh no, it's going. Okay. Okay, we're for. It's very, very. Just have to twist it only a little. That's crazy what it's doing. Yeah, that's the downside of using a variable one. So what I will do is get it below 5 volts, because if it gets too much, I could end up with a lot of trouble. I'm at 2.6 again. No, no, no. Bit higher, please. 3.1, 3.5, 4.3, 4.5. Oh, and that goes back to 8 volts again. It's crazy. So this one is not the easiest one. Anyway, I'm at 3.4. It's not much, but it's not a problem, because these are modern fast switching power voltage regulators. So 3.5 is not a problem at all, because the other one will step it up to 9 volts again without that much loss of energy. Frank, I don't know, I bought the cheapest one from AliExpress, I think, with auto ranging, and it's just one extra, you know. It's not, it doesn't have to be that precise. It's just for some easy measurements. So. Okay. You're a good guy, Xavier. My wife wants me to do that as well. Ask her how her day was when she comes home from work. Most of the time I'm working myself then, so I should do it more. Should do it more. Okay, 3.5 volts. Let's just keep it that way and continue to the step up regulator now. It's awesome that you can get these parts so easily these times. In the past, you could only use transformers and that stuff, sort of stuff, and resistors, you know, and that sort of thing. But nowadays you can buy switching step up or step down regulators for €1 or something, and these devices are really great. They're quite reliable, and I never had problems with them. Right, just mounting this tiny wire so it will never come off again. Quality is important, you know. Right, so that's connected. So now we're going to look at the output of the step up regulator. I don't want to short anything, so I have to be careful here. And that has to be calibrated as well. And again, if I would do this more efficiently, I would do a couple of 5 or 10 at the same time, you know, it's more efficient. So I get 15 volts, you know, so 9 volt input to 3.5 volts from the step down, and then to 15 volts with the step up, which is of course way too high. And I have to find out which direction I have to turn, and it seems I have to turn it anti-clockwise. Yeah, it's going down 13 volts, 12 volts, 11, 10, and this works great. I think we'll show you what it does when I twist it when the LEDs are connected in a couple of minutes, which is cool as well. So I'm below 9 volts now, almost 9 volts. So this one has been calibrated now for 9 volts, which is great. And I can now connect the LEDs to it. I just need the multimeter again in a couple of minutes because I have to check if I'm not getting over 9 volts, which is very important, of course. Alright, let's add resistors. I'm using SMD resistors. And first I will start with 220 ohms. Okay. So, just pre-solder that pads here, and I prefer doing that with some paper underneath because the mat there is from plastic and melts easily, and I don't like that. Alright, that's one. Now let's add the first resistor. I'm using the positive line for that. Alright, but it was 220, then I need 100 ohms. And I need to get to 25 ohms, which is very low, you know. But I don't have them that low, so I just stick 4 of these on top of each other. Okay, so I should have about 25 ohms now here. And I can mount it to the yellow line, the positive side. That's that. And then for the red line I need 3 times 100 or 33 ohms on parallel. There's one thing I'm not sure about. That's because I've got these LED strips are not from the same seller as the last time, so there is a big chance that the strips do not have equal type of LEDs on it. So maybe the resistor values should be changed, but we will see that in a minute. And I know using resistors is not the best solution. You better use some switching voltage circuits to control the brightness, but it will be a lot more complex to use on this setup, and because the input voltage is continuous 9 volts. I think this is the easy way, most easy way. Alright, this one. Now we're going to connect some cables, and then we can connect it to the power. Alright, we're getting there. can see this is time consuming, and of course I'm not working that efficient at the moment. Normally I think I will do it twice as fast, but I think it's great for a video. You don't see people doing this that often, you know, so why not? And we have great music in the background, so. Talking about music, I got an email from the Jean-Michel Jarre official website that a new album is coming, but it seems to be some greatest hits album again, with some remastered tracks on it. I will buy it, of course, but yeah, I don't think that it's much new music. I think there were 2 new tracks on the compilation, but I think I've heard them already in some concerts, so it's not that surprising. But okay, it's nice to hear some about some new things from Jean-Michel Jarre, which I like a lot. So that's one. Maybe a plier. So the wiring is almost done now. You're still here, guys, so I think you're liking it. I hope so. This could be a bit boring, of course, watching someone soldering. But it's something I do a lot, so it doesn't bore me at all. I think I will just get these off. It's more easy. Alright, let's get this to the next one. Oh. All right. Couple of more wires and we're done with wiring the LED strips. All right. So the blue LED strips need the highest voltage. So I'm connecting them to about 9 volts directly, and that's not completely directly because on the strips themselves are also resistors. So the strips themselves are not that energy efficient. But you know, doing this in another way would mean completely custom build the LED strips themselves, and that's way too much work. So this is the best solution. Okay, now I only need a couple of centimeters of this for power supply, and then we can connect it to the regulators. I've been trying with only one regulator, or even connecting it to the input of this X-Spectrum itself. But that didn't work at all, so I think this is far more nice. Alright, last two wires for now. And let's connect those to the regulator boards, which should give about 9 volts at the output. So that's that. I should be able to power it on. Before doing that, I will use my meter to check out if the voltage is correct, without shorting anything, of course. I think this will do. So, can you see if it do it this way? Yeah, I can. Okay, this is great. You can also see the voltage here. I think we're about ready to power it on and check the output and check the voltage and see what it does. Look at that. Oh, you can almost can't see it because of the light here. That's too bad. There's too much light from above, you know. And it's not easy to switch off because I don't have physical switches anymore. I will just get the camera closer. I think that's better than doing it another way. Oh, now you can see it. So we have the 4 strips here. A lot of light coming off. It looks really nice, but it looks better and when you see it with your eyes, because there's too much light here for a camera to pick it up in a good way. So let's see if this is okay. Maybe, yeah, it's better. All right. Is there any way? Yeah, we can just get out this tube, you know. But it's not that much better, I think. Can I make it even darker? And again, it's you can see it quite well when you're sitting here, but the camera is not picking it up that well. Too bad. Is there another way of showing you the results? Cameras, when the camera is only picking up white light, so I think it's caused by overlighting of the picture. Let's see if we can change that. What is it doing? It's difficult. This camera really has problems picking it up correctly, so I don't think I should bother too much. Well, this is way too much. Let's do it this way. Contrast maybe lower. Wow. You know him. You can see it. You can see it in the small window. I think it's just what you can just see it. So I got 8.8 volts, and I can. As I said, I can change it a bit and you should be able to see the difference. So I'm putting it higher now, and it may be too much. If I'm putting it lower, should be able to see it gets less output. Oh, that's what. Sorry, my camera is just bugging. Stupid camera. Just a sec. This picture is just not changing at the moment. So let's do something about that first. That's stupid. Okay, we have live picture again. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I'm using an extension cable, and the cable is very buggy. Anyway. I think it's a lot better noticeable now. So what I was doing a minute ago wasn't noticeable at all. But anyway, you can see now that the blue is not the same brightness as the yellow ones. But that's because I'm only at 7.5 volts at the moment. So when I put it up, I'm now at 8 volts. And you can really see the brightness getting more equal. I'm at 8.5. And I'm 8.7, 8.9, and I should stick with 9 volts. I've checked it a couple of times, and more than, over 9.5 will kill the blue LEDs. So this is exactly 9 volts, and you can see here you have about equal brightness of all the LEDs, which I like a lot. And because the key mat is going on top of this LED strips, on these LED strips, of course the brightness will be dimmed a bit. Okay, so the result until now is great. I think the LED strips are about the same brightness as the other ones I used in the past. So what I will do now is get some light back again, and then mount this into the case itself. Case top, of course, because we have a top and a bottom. Let's see. Okay, I need an extra wire. Yeah, I've done it before, Peter. So I'm not sure how much it was, but I can measure it for you in a second. I think it was 150 amperes or something, milliamperes, of course. And I think your kit will be about the same, because the LEDs and the resistors use the current, so I think you get the same results, about the same, with your kit. But I prefer these ones because you can use the original keyboard. And you don't have to do that much soldering yourself. Only 2 wires to the voltage input. Hard to reach sometimes. Alright, we'll put some hot glue on that. But before continuing, let's measure the energy consumption. And I will do that on the input line, so it will normally be the 9 volt line of the ZX Spectrum, because I tell in the manual which comes with this case, I tell people to mount it to the 9 volt input legs of your voltage regulator inside the ZX Spectrum, and even on a Harken kit if you want to. Okay, let's put it on milliamperes. I think you should be able to see it, yes. 200 is the setting at the moment, so I think we will be below that. So it's 90 milliamperes, not 190 but 90. Can you see it, Peter? 90 milliamperes at 9 volts. So that's 1.8 watts. No, I'm mistaken. I have to check it. Alright, it's not too much. But adding 90 milliamperes to, well, of course it's more when you would use 5 volts. And then it will be about 150 milliamperes, I think, which is about 15% of your voltage regulator maximum output. So I wouldn't do that. So I use the 9 volt input line, and the ZX power supply can handle that. It's no problem. All right. Next step: getting it inside the case, and that's a sticky job. So I prepared a couple of these today. So I've prepared 4 of these cases. I drilled holes in it. That's what's needed for this solution. I only need 1 at the moment, of course. And so the next thing we will do is get the lead strips inside. And of course you can see here I'm using some painter's tape to protect the case itself. I don't want any scratches. The next thing is getting them inside the case, and for that we just use simple tape at a couple of places to start with. Yes, 0.81 watts. So less than 1 watt. I'm lazy when it comes to doing math without calculator. So you could say this is the easy part, but it's not, because sometimes the holes do not completely match the lead position. That's what happens when you drill the holes manually. I should drill some more holes, but let's see if I can just pull this a bit. Yeah, we'll just get a drill for a second. By heart. Oh, it's a big one. I didn't meant to use this big one, but I think it will work. Yeah, my battery's empty. I have one more somewhere. Ja. Nee, stakjes. Stakjes. Ja. Kids are getting my attention. Yes, I am still working on the stream, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Alright. thing is, you won't see anything of this when it's finished. Because I'm muffling it all away. Is there another one? No, this fits. Alright, so that's the first piece. The solution. I have to cut some pieces here. Alright, so until now the result is a lot of LEDs coming through some holes. And I have to now carefully tape this down so it cannot move again in the future. Why doesn't it fit? There's one hole messing it up. Just a second. And I actually didn't want to show you guys the drilling because it's like being at a dentist. No one wants to see that, you know. But sometimes you have to. Okay. Okay, we're almost done with the starting tape. Right, so I think this is enough. It won't come up. Yeah, I think it's nice. Right, I just need to fix this down so it won't move at all, even the wires, and then the next part is the fixing the boards in the corner. I know it's a simple way, but it will be not noticeable in a second when I put the rest on it. So for this I got a thick double adhesive tape. And the thing is, the other regulator has a double-sided board, which is not easy because there's not much space where I'm going to put it inside the case here. So it's better if it's a bit thinner, but it will fit at the end. I will make it fit. Alright, so this is the board. Tape off and let's get it in the case. Let's see, how did I do that in the past? I think this way. And this is the only place where it actually fits inside the case. There's no other place where it will fit. I think it looks quite well. Oh. But I'm not finished yet. Okay, right, so let's do another test before continuing, and let's see if it powers up. Where's the camera? There's the camera. Look at that. Don't you think that's nice? I think it is. Looks really great. Anyway, that works very nicely. So next thing is just to close this part, and for that I use the same vinyl adhesive I was mentioning with the labels. How did I do that last time? Good question. I think I just made it this size. And just cut out some holes in the corners. Right. Alright, if once this is taped over it, it will look a lot better. So let's do that. So this is the same vinyl as I will print the labels with, but it's great to use this just to make this look great. And tape it down completely to the case. So it's all white now, and that looks a lot better, you know. So, the result so far: completely cover the LED strips. Let's power on again just to see how it looks. Look at that. I think it looks great. Okay, next thing is adding the key mats. I think I have them here. Yes. Oh, of course, membrane would be nice as well, you know. Got a couple of green ones, I think. Where were the green ones? I saw the green ones. Oh, here. The green ones. And I have to check. I have to check. I don't have a board anywhere. I'll just do that. So this will it should fit without any problems. You know, I can see that there's some pieces of plastic in the way here, which I have to remove. Because we don't want that to be in the way. I thought I cleaned this one, but maybe I forgot a bit. So maybe next time I should check a bit, a little more careful, there are no pieces of plastic remaining. We'll hold it upside down in a minute. You know, this was all just an experiment I was doing myself, or some moment of trying to be creative. Sometimes I have those ideas like, oh, will this work? Will LED strips inside the ZX Spectrum case work and give a great result? Now with the fluorescent, transparent, semi-transparent key mats on it. So I got one of those key mats from, was it Peter or Ricardo? I'm not sure. And I made one and never got so many Twitter feedback ever. So it was a really surprise. No, not yet, PC user. At the moment, these are a fixed color. But I'm thinking of a cool RGB add-on for your ZX Spectrum, so that will come in the future. Because everything is RGB nowadays. Okay, this is a lot better. Yes, this is it. Right. No, where's my key mat? Where did I put it? Okay. So there it is. And here is the faceplate. So, and this is the result. Oh. So what do you think, guys? And of course this is even better when it's darker inside, but I have all this lighting here, so this is the result with normal light. I think it looks great. And the back is... sorry! The back is white, you know. I will get back to my other workplace for some more easy camera handling. Just have to power down this setup here. And let's get back to the place. Alright, let's get back to camera and switch back to the main scene. Right. So, here's it again. I think this looks awesome. This was something I had in mind a year ago, and I just did it, and I think the outcome is very nice, even if it's a bit darker than... you really have a spectrum, ZX Spectrum, and of course RGB LEDs would be great, but it's a lot of more work, and I'm not sure how to do that with the solution I made in this way. I have to tape down the faceplate, of course. I'm using a bit stronger adhesive for that, because the standard one I think is not good enough. So I bought this one. This roll, which is a bit stronger, but the only problem is I bought a centimeter wide, and it's too wide for the upper end here. So it's too wide for the upper end. It's good enough for the sides and the down. So I have to cut it a bit, but it's no problem. I will just do that. Yeah, I know what you mean, PC user, but I will work on RGB thingies in the future, and there's so many projects I'm thinking of, like a laser projector with a ZX Spectrum, and maybe a round an edge, an RGB edge, LED edge you can control with software on your ZX Spectrum would be nice. But it actually would need a microcontroller to keep the settings, you know. But I think this result is really great, and maybe if I could just try to turn off this lights. I hope it will stay there, yeah. You can see it looks a lot better already. And and it's really in real life. It's more light. It's more gives more light than in the camera. But I still think it's the colors of the keys are great, and I like the setup. I don't like actually I don't like myself the ones I saw with the angled colors. I like this more than the other ones, but it could be my taste, of course. It all depends on what you like yourself. There are so many options, and I like the new kits from George a lot. That Peter offers because of the tactile keys underneath it. I've tried them a couple of months ago, and I really like the key presses on them. But I think using the original rubber keys and the feel of those, a lot of people will still prefer. So that's why I still think there will be room for both solutions. These are available if you want. If you want to order one, just have to add some photos there. So maybe I can make some photos tomorrow and just add them to the description here. There's only one partial photo of the case, you know, not a complete photo of the product. It says coming soon, but you can already order these on back order. So if you're interested, head over to zxspectrum.shop and order one if you like. Alright, so it was the live demo of the manufacturing of this LED case, and I like it a lot myself. I have a couple of orders waiting, so people already ordered a couple. I just need to finish them. So next week these are I have these in stock because I have a couple of more prepared now, so that will not be a problem at all. So I think that's it for tonight, because I think I talked about all the things I had on my program for tonight. I saw some people subscribing, so I think we got a couple of new subscribers. Yes, we're at 851 at the moment, which is great, of course. So if you know more people who want to subscribe to this channel, people who love retro computing or something, and want to win a free Pro 1 interface, get them to subscribe to my channel, and we'll see. Yes, the PC keyboard interface has been discontinued, someone asks, because of the microcontroller that lost its firmware. But that's also in the planning, a new one with a microcontroller and a native USB input instead of a PS2 input. And I think once we have a microcontroller that can read the keyboard and control the ZX Spectrum, it's just as one simple step to add mouse as well. So I think we will have a combined interface for PC keyboard and mouse in the future. I think with some options like recording macros and whatever you can think of. Once the interface is ready, it's just software, you know. But not at this moment. In a couple of days, the +3 PSUs will be available. These rainbow cases will be available, and I will continue on the repairs and more stuff that people have been waiting for a long time now. So I'm going to give my kids some attention. They're waiting for me, I think, and most probably the first thing they will ask is if they can have more candy. But I will just eat some of these myself, so they won't have all. Man, that's a long time ago. The smell and the taste. I wonder what they put in there. Oh, just a color stuff. So anyway, have a good evening, guys. Thank you for watching this stream again, video weekly show, and I will see you next time. Bye. Head over to zxspectrum.shop to buy brand new add-ons for your ZX Spectrum. Lots of different products are available, for example the ZX HD HDMI interface or the DiffMC Enjoy Pro 1 SD card interface, and lots more. Set a currency preference to British pounds or euro and check out easily. Also found on our website are links to our Facebook page with weekly updates of all kinds of ongoing projects. And of course, do subscribe to our YouTube channel with lots of reviews and the ByteDelight Weekly Show episodes.